Peace and blessings, family. Welcome to today's episode. I want to just preface all of the videos that we are getting ready to put out on this channel are designed to help you raise your consciousness. And consciousness is literally what is creating all of reality. So once we connect with our awareness and how this awareness shapes reality, we can become more masterful and alchemists in our daily life and literally turn the material, the outcomes, the opportunities, the experiences that we face on a day-to-day basis into gold, into a life of gold. And I want to start by first prefacing a quote that I heard, I believe from Dale Carnegie, and he said that success is the realization of a worthy ideal. And so you might start off with a vision of what success looks like for you, or what it feels like for you. And as you continue on your journey, it might rearrange, expand, shift, and morph into something completely new because of who you become. And I want to share my own personal journey because I've always had a passion for doing exactly this, for sharing information that literally changes people's minds, their lives, their hearts, their whole life experience, to transform their consciousness. And I've had to do a lot of inner work to get to the place where I can make this my reality, facing the limitations that come along with being visible, taking up space, embracing your power. So what I want to start with is how this vision of being able to raise the consciousness on the planet, one day after leaving a career in real estate for 5 years that I was a part of, and that was back in 2020. So there was a lot going on in 2020. This is literally the year of 2020 vision, where a lot of people had massive awakenings into the truth of who they are. And my spiritual awakening happened back in 2012, but this was yet another level of my awakening back in 2020. And I left my career in that time period of being in that career. There was so much growth and pain and suffering and realization that took me on a path to deeper discovery. Why are these things happening? Why am I replaying the generational patterns that I see around me? Why am I in so much suffering? And wanting to gain the wisdom of self in order to transcend that, because I could see in the world there were people that were living drastically different. And so I realized at that time, I just had the wrong formula. There was something that I wasn't aware of that I needed to grow through or grow into. And after I left that career, a few months before that, I went on a journey in Costa Rica where I worked with the indigenous people on beautiful ceremonies there. And then I went to Egypt, and again, these were really powerful vortexes of initiations and transformations that drastically changed my understanding of myself, of life, and the way that this reality works. And during that time, I was meditating very, very deeply on what is my purpose. Now, I heard someone recently say that purpose is whatever you're doing right now, and I thought that that was so powerful, because if you are in the energy of seeking, and seeking can be great because it leads you down the rabbit holes of information, but it also does come with the energy of not embodying it now. And so if you can be in the energy of whatever I'm doing right now is my purpose, and my purpose is to fully show up in my totality, in my presence, in the best of me, then I feel like you can be on purpose, in purpose, anytime. And I want to expand upon this awareness because your purpose could be also pulling you into a vaster, wider expression of yourself, maybe the life that you're currently living. You feel the potential of something grander, something wider, something maybe even more impactful than you're currently living. And it is drawing something deeper out of you to get you to unfold in this path. But at where you are is exactly perfect too, because you can use the circumstances that you're currently given and find the treasures of it, and those treasures will allow you to get to that place in the beyond. And I don't really like to use the word coach, but I am a coach. I more like to say that I'm a guide, because I'm taking the wisdom of my own life experience and what I've learned to transform myself, to transform my mind, to transform my consciousness, and share it with people to give them that bridge where they can collapse time in order to get there faster. So during that period of time, as I was meditating and going deep onto the focus of what is my purpose, I literally heard a voice. Maybe this voice was my higher self, maybe it was God, I don't know, but I heard the voice, and the voice said, "You are here to create change and transformation through the raising of consciousness." Now at that point in time, I was like, what does that mean? What do you mean? And I would go on to find out that year, after journeying to Mexico and doing a lot of my own inner work, what it means to transform my own consciousness. And in transforming my consciousness, being able to access a whole other level of reality. Michael Beckwith came up with an amazing framework about 4 stages of consciousness, where you're going from the life is happening to me, life is happening for me, life is happening through me, then to the I am, life is happening as me, consciousness. And it's a really powerful framework. I will make another video expanding upon these teachings, as well as many other teachings that share similar frameworks in another video. But our reality is responding to the state of being, to the state of awareness that we are operating in, and therefore it is reaffirming it through our inner world. And that's why the greatest journey that you could ever take is the one inward, because in discovering what is running the program of your subconscious mind, you can then see the correlation between how this is creating your perceptions that appear in the experiences that you're having with your external world. So I think it was Steve Jobs that said, you don't see the bigger picture until you look backwards. And I'm sharing this with you because you might be in a current situation in your life right now that might not look exactly the way you want. Maybe you're in the process of creating your dream life, but in that process of creating your dream life, you're noticing there's still some fine-tuning in certain areas of your life that are rearranging, reorganizing to be the perfect picture that is beyond what you could even imagine. In 2012, I was a part of a network marketing company called World Ventures, which was an incredible opportunity into the world of personal development and being your own boss. And their core values was fun, freedom, and fulfillment. And that completely changed the trajectory of my life. And people have all kinds of beliefs around this model of business, but I would tell you, it cracked something open in me, a possibility. I didn't have people around me in my life that were living life by design. That seed that was planted in me awakened the soul blueprint inside of me that is designed and wired for freedom and liberation. Because it changed something in me, helped me to remember something deeper within me that has taken me on my path today, and that has always been a guiding vision and a guiding voice inside of me. Because let me tell you something, when something calls you, it does not stop calling you. It shows up in the fabric of your day-to-day experience. Your dream becomes the way that you see life experience. In everywhere that you go, in everything that you do, in every interaction you have, you begin to see life through that scope, because it's literally the purpose of your being to share it. So why am I sharing all this? I'm sharing all this because I was doing things that I did not want to do. Everything in me was resisting doing it because I knew there was more inside of me. But as I'm reflecting and looking back, there was an incredible intelligence in the way life put me in those environments to help carve me, mold me, prepare me for what I'm doing today. I started hosting events. I always had visions of speaking on stages and empowering people and facilitating experiences for people to be ignited and feel alive and feel transformed. And the vision that I had started off by me hosting and emceeing events that were really incredible because I'm getting to participate in experiences where I'm bringing to life the idea of social change and working in a philanthropic way that is touching that desire. And here's another point. Sometimes the thing that you think you want will come to you in a way that you couldn't even imagine that's how it would come. And you might have needed to go into these certain spaces to even see what's possible, so that you can bring the seeds of your creation into a deeper, vaster perspective. And by being in certain environments, you get to experience it through being in it. So I want this message really to land for those of you who might be in an experience right now where you don't really love it. And you might also be feeling something greater calling you forward. But I want you to use where you're at right now and ask yourself, what is this developing in me? What does being in this particular environment cultivate inside of me that is taking me where I'm going? Because you're always leading with the possibility and the vision of where you're going, because you know life is an unending journey of expansion. So if you can find the gifts and the gems and the jewels of where you're currently at, you will become even more magnetic for more opportunities that match that which you want to be. But you have to understand, life is responding to who we're being. So in the journey of becoming, there may be some ingredients, and you know when you're cooking, if there are certain ingredients that are missing from that formula when you cook it up, it's not going to taste the same. It's not going to form the same. It's not going to be the same kind of experience. So you might be in a situation, and it doesn't even have to be work. It can be a relationship. It could be a friendship. It could be a certain environment. That if you can tune your eyes, tune your consciousness, tune your awareness to, wherever I'm at, the miracles are, baby, you will tune into the energy of miracles. You will see everything around you as the gift that it is. And this will also help your vibration, because we know that everything is energy, right? Tesla said if you want to understand the nature of this reality, then you have to think in terms of energy. So if you can tune your energy on a day-to-day basis to the miracles that already exist within you. That's why people say often gratitude is the key to abundance. Because if you can find the things to be grateful for, life is like, yeah, of course I'm going to give you more things to be grateful for. Like attracts like. You're grateful, of course. So even within the ingredients of where you're at, this is literally a life hack. If you can find the blessings in what is currently available to you, you can change the trajectory with how these things interact with you and what becomes available to you. Also, in the neuroscience perspective, your brain is constantly looking for patterns. Your reticular activating system is looking for the things that you're intending. So if you're programming your focus, you gotta tell your brain how to think. You gotta tell your brain how to focus. You gotta tell it how to work. You gotta train it that way. That's how powerful you are. And in doing that, you start becoming the living embodiment of miracles, that everywhere you go, you literally start attracting miracles. And this is something that, if you're not in a current state of awareness, it might take some tuning to get there. But if you can start with the small, simple things. I've experienced, and we probably all have experienced, people who maybe are missing certain body parts, or they don't have certain blessings that we have here in this country. And so we can start seeing, wow, I'm so blessed. I literally have a bed that I can sleep on. I have a house that houses me. I have food every day to eat. I have this phone, this thousands of dollar phone that I can communicate to people with, I can do business with, I can connect with my friends with, I can make plans with, I can whatever the things is. And you start getting into that ripple of gratitude, you're gonna have a completely different life experience. You're gonna appreciate the small things in life. And I always say, I feel like life has taken me on this deep, deep journey before I became massively successful, and this big vision that I see of myself. It took me through this journey of refinement so that my foundation is rooted and based in something authentic and true, because there's tons of people who become extremely wealthy and yet they feel empty, yet they feel like something is missing. Maybe they make all their dreams come true and yet something still feels missing. And what they're missing essentially is that feeling inside. And so if we can access that feeling inside, Abraham Hicks says, it's not the thing that you want, it's how you think that thing is going to make you feel. So if you can access how you want to feel now, you can program yourself to feel that way. If you don't feel like you have that ability, I want to remind you that you can. I want you to think about it like this way. If you're looking at a train and the train is going full speed ahead in one direction, and we're thinking about this train as a train of thought, a train of feeling, a train of being, a train of seeing in the world, and your train is going full speed ahead in one direction, and now you're saying, hey, I want to think like this, I want to feel like this, I want to experience this level of life, then you have to understand that that train has to slow down and redirect. So be patient with yourself as you redirect into a new frequency, into a new perception, into a new state of being within yourself. So I want to bring this video to a close because there's a lot of gems. If you can fine-tune your awareness to the subtle messages that I'm sharing with you, that can give you a drastically different life experience on your day-to-day quest. Feel free to allow yourself to be human, to make mistakes, to go on the messy journey of evolution, of taking a chance on yourself, of allowing yourself to grow, to expand, to become. When you were a baby and you were crawling, you weren't thinking, I'm going to crawl forever, I'm stuck here forever, I'm never going to be able to walk. What? Your mind was infinite. It was like, okay, the next step of my evolution is walking. It just makes sense that I'm going to walk. You were designed to move towards walking. So this essence is literally within your being for expansion. There was no doubt, there was no fear, there was nothing in that baby's mind and the baby inside of you that said, I can't do this. In the first 7 years of our life, we are literally programmed to the environment around us. This is when we are most sensitive, most psychic. I know sometimes that word can be triggering for people, but that's exactly what it is. You're so open. You're literally directly from the source of God, from all creation. You're literally fresh onto the world with a new awareness where there's nothing, there's no filters, there's no perceptions formed yet. And so we got to see, how do these things form? How does who you are today become what it is? There was a process where your development happened, where your frame of who you are, your frame of how this life works, how this life interacts with you, what do certain things mean? These things were formed in your fundamental years, and of course as you've evolved and grown in different experiences. So if the life experiences and the world around you has programmed your perception and created a framework and a blueprint for who or what you are today, then can't you reprogram it? Can't you delete files and put in a new program, put in a new command? Yes, you can. And that's exactly what we're going to be exploring on this channel. So stay tuned for the next video. Of course, I would love for you to join our community by subscribing, leaving a comment. If there were any insights that came to you while you were listening to this, a memory, an awareness of your own greatness, a breakthrough, an insight, something that became realized while you listen to this, please share it below, because we want this channel to be a ripple of positive energy, but beyond positive energy, a safe space for people to be able to come and share their own development, their own expansion, their own realizations. And that's literally the vision of the channel. If we can have that kind of community built here, just imagine what we can create in the world. So lead in this vision with me, that this be a safe, sacred space for us to all evolve and grow together and share our wisdom, the jewels that are you. And I want you to feel safe to come and shine and share your light and share your wisdom. If you didn't feel like you had a platform to do it before, welcome to my comment section. This is a space for you to be able to feel free to do that. Maybe to reclaim your voice, maybe to reclaim your truth, maybe to just connect, maybe to write a message here that someone comes and reads the comments and was like, oh my God, I needed to hear that. Thank you so much. To be the blessing that keeps on blessing. Let this channel be the blessing that keeps on blessing. So I love you so much. Thank you for tuning in. Please subscribe, like, and share. This is how we get this channel out to the world and we make the global impact that we are envisioning this channel touching. So thank you so much for tuning in, for subscribing, liking, and commenting. And I will see you on the next video. Peace.